What's up, guys? Tech Static here with a look at the San Diego Comic-Con exclusive GIJOE classified Fatal Fluffies Puffed Beast figure. Oh my god, I did see this reveal and I was like, wow. The scene in person is so insane, especially how they did the box art. It's just wonderful. I like the way it was done. This is cool. Like, I think it's really, really cool. Of course, you know, San Diego Comic-Con, they always do some specific cool things, and this looks super fun. So let's go ahead and look at the box. Like you see, Fatal Fluff. It's cool. Like, you know, I mean, that's neat. Beautiful box. And then you got some animations on the side here. Some of these, yeah, this was really cool. And of course in the back, you know, just like a whole cereal box. This is basically the size of a cereal box, basically. A lot of cool things you can do, like little fun things, you know. You got Shipwreck and Snake Eyes running through a maze, and you got to find some things here. It's really, really cool. They did really good with this packaging. They do really good with their packaging. And then on the side, you got the nutritional facts. This is 3,000 calories. You do not want to eat this guy. So it's really, really cool. So let's go ahead and open them up. And this guy was really easy to grab at the con. He didn't sell out easily like other exclusives. Man, Xavier was gone. Like, I was trying to get Xavier too. But yeah, gone. But anyway, here he is. Wow, he is magnificent. He's huge. I mean, look at his face. Oh wow, this is cool. Like, you know, it's definitely a cool, you know, exclusive. Jesus, you know, he's huge. He's pretty big. Yeah, so let's go ahead and look. Here's his attributes. I don't know what he has, but, and then, you know, a little thing and the QR code there. And then on the side, you got this crazy artwork. It's hard to really see it in the camera, and he is 204 on the line. And here is the background of this guy. I was only able to grab two. Well, I only wanted, well, they had only a limit of two, so I was able to grab the two that I wanted. I just only wanted two of these. So it's pretty, really, really rad. So let's go and get this guy out of the packaging and get a closer look at the San Diego Comic-Con exclusive GIJOE classified Fatal Fluffies. We'll be right back. All right, let's go ahead and take a closer look. Here is the Fatal Fluffy out of the packaging. Looking very menacing, very crazy. You got some, of course, you know, these are basic. Of course, there's a lot of fur going on his body. And then he has that metallic silver kind of body armor or something, I guess. I don't know. You know, it's kind of funny when Super 7 did theirs. And I did get that one out of all the reaction stuff, but I sold it because I was like, maybe Classified will do one of these one day, and boom, here it is. And it's just kind of funny how that comes out. So let's get a closer look, because this guy is pretty big. He's probably 8 inches. He's a really big guy, as you can see. So let's go and get a closer look at this crazy mug of his. Look at how ugly he looks. Only a mother can love that face. Got those green eyes and the purple mouth, and got those horns, and, you know, all that black fur all over his body. He's got the silverness all over his, you know, underneath body. You know, really neat. You know, you got the fur on his arms, his shoulders, on his neck, his back, you know, and then of course the bottom here. So, you know, and it's really smooth right here, the silverness on it, you know, kind of like an android body, which is really interesting. Of course, you know, articulation GIJOE classified are so simple, you know. He is a little limited because he's such a bigger character, but, you know, there's all that double jointed and stuff like that, so it does go easy. He can do the splits, no problem, you know. His head tilts pretty well, you know. Oh, it looks really confused, like, what's going on here? Oh, you know. And yeah, so let's go and look at his accessories that he comes with. So he does have another face. So basically, instead of a head, you can just, you know, switch it out with his ugly, his mean head. Pretty simple. They really, you know, did a job with their, you know, easy head swaps, which is cool. All right, here is a message from Cobra Commander. You know, I am sure you will enjoy these Fatal Fluffies. Sincerely, Cobra Commander. So that's pretty interesting. Comes with a blaster, blue blaster. So that's interesting. It's pretty big. He's got some flame effects. These go, I believe, on the nostrils. So let's see if I can. I guess not. I mean, I don't know. I think they're supposed to go on the nostrils like boogers, but yeah, that's not working. So I don't really know. I'm not gonna mess with that right now. He's got the fireball effect that goes to his mouth. So, like so. Looks like he's puking right there. That's just. And then he has a whip. And then he has what he looks like before. Kind of like, almost like a gremlin, but not really. So, you know, so that's basically all he comes with. So let's go and get him standing and posing for my final thoughts. We'll be right back. All right, here are my final thoughts on the Fatal Fluffy from the GIJOE Classified series. I was surprised. I mean, this is a fun exclusive. I think, you know, this is really cool that they did something like this. You know, you basically showed it for the cartoon, and I think that's a smart move to make that as an exclusive. And you know, not like what they did with Dr. Mindbender. Everybody was pissed off about that because, you know, he's a main character and he was, you know, released at the con and people were pissed. I remember that. But you know, I think it's really cool. He looks great. You know, I'm more happy with him in hand than I saw him in some of the pictures. I was like, he looks kind of goofy. But, you know, like I said, if you watch the cartoon and you remember, it brings kind of those memories back, which is really neat. He looks good. He looks phenomenal. I love the colors. I love the fur on him. They did a really good job. I think only a few things. I'm not really feeling this blast effect thing. I kind of wish they would have came with a different accessory, you know, or something, because it's just, I don't know, it looks like he's thrown up. I also kind of wish he had a gun holster for this, you know, because maybe I can put it there. You know, and there's one more thing too, like if you kind of tilt him this way, you know, well, he was not moving earlier, but anyway, I guess now he wants to work. So yeah, so this guy was a San Diego Comic-Con exclusive, but you can get him on August 10th on Hasbro Pulse, so he'll be there for the good old price of $54.99. It's just crazy. I paid $57.99 at the con, and now I know why they call it the con. I want to also just real quick want to thank all the new subscribers that hit the channel over the last week. Phenomenal. I'm really happy, and thank you so much for your support. All the people that I met at the con. You know, I met a lot of few people. It was really fun, you know, hanging out with them and other people like geeks like me that love to collect toys. And you know, just thank you for the support and thank you for all the views and everything. So I'll just continue to make more videos and hopefully, you know, like I said, I might change it up a little bit. We'll see. But like I said, thank you so much. And until next time, see you later.
Ladies and gentlemen,
make sure you like, share, and subscribe.